And in the Impact segment tonight, your questions about Donald Trump. If you saw The Factor on Friday, we did the same thing regarding Hillary Clinton. We posted that Q&A on BillO'Reilly.com. And tonight, we begin with Paul Goldstein, Jasper, Georgia. Will Trump place his financial interests in trust if he is elected? In June, Trump said he will put his financial assets in a blind trust. But last January, he told Maria Bartiromo over at Fox Business that his children will run the Trump empire if he's in the White House. So the personal stuff will get into Trump in a blind trust. The businesses run by his kids. Jim Gober, Tinton Falls, New Jersey. If elected president, will Trump order the criminal investigation into Hillary's emails be reopened? Last month, Trump told Kimberly Guilfoyle he would think about doing that. Quote, it's a possibility. David Harding, Appalachia, Virginia. Will Trump enforce federal laws against marijuana and override what some states are doing with legalization? On The Factor last February, Trump addressed that question.
In Colorado, the book isn't written on it yet, but there's a lot of difficulty in terms of illness and what's going on with the brain and the mind and what it's doing. So, it's coming out probably over the next year or so. It's going to come out
but what
loud
would you
and clear.
do
But
to stop
it is.
What would you do as president?
I would really want to think about that one, Bill, because in some ways I think it's good and in other ways it's bad.
When he said, in some ways, they think it's good, that's medical marijuana he was referring to there. But that wasn't a topic. So bottom line, Donald Trump would most likely leave the pot situation to the states. Annette Simon, Las Vegas, how does Trump justify having some of the clothing he sells made overseas? In June, Trump addressed that very question.
My ties many times are made in China. Not all of them, by the way, but a lot of them are made in China because they've manipulated their currency to such a point that it's impossible for our companies to compete.
And that means the cost is lower for Chinese-made goods, so American retailers can charge less to move more product. Standard business decision, which is why China gets away with all the currency fixing. Paul Beaumont, Canary Islands, what does Trump think of the debate moderators? Not much, apparently. Here's what the candidate said this morning.
The fact is that they're gaming the system. And I think maybe we should have no moderator. Let Hillary and I sit there and just debate. Because I think the system is being rigged, so it's going to be a very unfair debate.
Now, that is a change from what Trump said last week when he was okay with the chosen moderators. By the way, Lester Holt from NBC set to moderate the first debate 2 weeks from tonight, September 26th. I've known Holt for years, worked with him at Channel 2 here in New York City. He is a fair guy. No question about that. David Harsh, Connorsville, Indiana. What is Trump's position on Social Security? On a number of occasions, Trump has said he will not reform Social Security, won't even touch it, except to root out fraud. Fred Peer, North Chesterfield, Virginia. What is Trump's position on term limits for Congress? Vague. Says he'll take a look at it, but he's not taking any firm position, so I don't think he cares about it. Just my opinion. Craig Humphrey, Dallas, Texas. What is the truth about Trump and the Iraq War? The Iraq War began in 2003. Before the shooting started, Trump told Neil Cavuto that Iraq was not the main threat to the USA. North Korea was. In March of 2003, he told Cavuto the conflict looked like a military success. He did not openly begin criticizing the war until September 2003. From then on, he wasn't supportive of the effort at all. So looking at all the data, Trump was never a big fan of the Iraq War, even before it started. He talked to Howard Stern on the radio about a potential war in Iraq, and he was kind of, well, that kind of thing. But never a big fan of it. Tom Harrington, Janison, Michigan. Is Trump using money from the RNC? How much of his own money has he spent on the campaign? Trump campaign says the candidate has spent about $60 million of his own money running for president so far. Republican National Committee makes no direct contributions, but private donors are sending in cash. By the end of July, the Trump campaign had raised $128 million. Good questions, you guys. Thank you. Directly ahead, Trump's running mate.